Twitter has 55 million users in India, the second highest in the world after the US and Japan. India is also Twitter's fastest growing market. But with this showdown, is Twitter going the TikTok way in India? Its defiance has triggered a digital crisis. It could set a precedent for the future of internet, the future of social media in India. So it's important to dissect this feud. What are the sticking points? How did things escalate so fast? And where do we go from here? The government's thinking is very, very clear. It is about setting boundaries and responsibilities. Who should guard free speech in India? An American tech giant or the elected government? IT Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad spelled out the government's position. Here's what he said. If any foreign entity believes that it can portray itself as the flag bearer of free speech in India to excuse itself from complying with the law of the land, such attempts are misplaced. That's where the government stands. Upholding free speech is their job, not Twitter's. How do you argue with that? But Twitter is resisting. Why? Because it does not want to lose control. You see, regulation is a slippery slope. Once Twitter submits to Indian laws, other countries will do the same, demand the same. And more government regulation means less control for Twitter. Obviously, it is resisting. And wait till you hear their defense. Twitter says the government is out to get you, the user, and they, Twitter, will protect your free speech. Now, that is going to be a tough balancing act for the company. Gathering your data on one side and protecting your free speech on the other. And more importantly, who exactly put Twitter in charge of this? Last we checked, India has a judiciary to protect freedoms, all kinds of freedoms of citizens. A chain of courts that anyone can approach, including Twitter. In fact, that's exactly what they did. Twitter filed a case. They had their day in court, but the ruling was not in their favor. The Delhi High Court asked Twitter to comply with India's laws. The matter should have ended there, but no. Twitter kept dragging its feet. And this is where the matter became political. For the government, it was a violation of its sovereign powers, and that too by a foreign company. For Twitter, it was a reality check. The company thought it was beyond regulation, that its millions of users gave it a free pass. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. At the end of the day, Twitter is only a company, and all companies must follow rules, local rules. If Twitter has its way, think about what India is surrendering. Its cyber sovereignty, its power to protect and regulate cyberspace, and to whom? A company based thousands of miles away in San Francisco, a company that answers to American senators and snubs Indian officials. But the government of India is in no mood for Twitter's warped neo-colonialism. Let me again quote from the IT minister. Indian companies, be it pharma, IT or others, that go to do business in the USA or in other foreign countries voluntarily follow the local laws. Then why are platforms like Twitter showing reluctance in following Indian laws? It's a fair question, and Twitter's answer is far from satisfactory. They claim to have appointed an interim compliance officer. But the new IT laws are not interim. It is the new digital reality of India. And these kind of half-hearted tactics set a dangerous precedent. Today it's Twitter, tomorrow it could be any other company, American pharma companies, for instance, or phone makers. What's to stop them from flouting laws? So it's not just about regulation anymore, it's a power struggle. There are threats, counter threats, mudslinging, legal notices, the works. New regulations are always ugly. But this one unleashed a full-blooded conflict. Only one party has the right to be in this standoff, and that party answers to the Indian public, not American shareholders. Which brings us to the obvious question. What happens next? Where does the feud go from here? Twitter was asked a simple question. Are you a publisher or an intermediary? They did not want to answer. So the government has made that choice for them. The intermediary tag has been removed. Twitter is now a publisher. And I know what most of you are thinking. Will Twitter be banned then? To answer this, we must go back to the new IT law, specifically to Section 79 of the law. What does it say? When an intermediary fails to observe these rules, it shall be liable for punishment under any law for the time being in force, including the provisions of the Act and the Indian Penal Code. So the law talks about punishment under the Indian Penal Code. It does not talk about a ban specifically. Neither has the government hinted at one. And this leaves Twitter in a limbo. Without the legal cover, it is open to all kinds of litigation. It is not an ideal situation. So Twitter's most viable option is to comply with the law. Is the company thinking along these lines? If they get their act together, they can get the legal cover back. They will be intermediaries again. Things are moving in that direction, we are told, which really makes you wonder, what was this entire showdown for? Was it a last-ditch effort to ward off regulation, or a tech giant absorbed with its own self-importance? And the debate continues, ironically, on Twitter. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.